Let's look at 2018. So we've had the year of the crashing wave. We see the divine masculine has a misunderstanding of things, and it is really just bringing back that same chaotic energy that they were trying to avoid from back in like 2008 or whatever. Yeah, it's here. They're feeling it. They're scared. This is not what was supposed to be happening. They just had a feeling like everything was going to be okay, but something went wrong. And they no longer have to make big mistakes for things to go wrong. Their life is so fragile. Everything's so fragile in their energies, and that every wrong mistake they make, it messes things up. So in 2018, we've got the year of the divine feminine. And this is where things get interesting, because I believe that, once again, for those divine masculines out there who are listening to this could have been your turning point, where instead of going with the rest of the unawakened divine masculines, you chose to acknowledge and accept the year of the divine feminine in 2018. But let's say we're talking about DMs who didn't. And I think in 2018, DM chose self-gratification, personal satisfaction over accepting responsibilities, accountability, right? And there were a lot of responsibilities being placed before them, a lot. And they were just like, nah, I'm good. But as the years pass, I will say this, the feelings of shame and regret from the last few years, I think it kind of, well, I'm not going to say kind of, I think it did. I think it caused periods of depression. So that same issue I talked to you about from a few years back, either they never stopped, if they did start any of that kind of stuff, any kind of abuse of substances or anything like that. But if they didn't, then this might be a point where someone who's never done anything wrong, never gone on a bender or any of that kind of stuff, goes and just does some really just, I think, even dangerous things, trying to avoid, run. And how could we not expect this? Because it's the year of the divine feminine, meaning they were being swarmed by feminine energy. And if they're trying to escape that, yeah, it just makes sense that it was like, too much, way too much. So I think on the other side, when we're talking about what they were running from, not just necessarily like choosing themselves and being selfish, but also the reason that they would avoid divine feminine in the first place is that in spite of how healing it felt to be loved, I think it created some cognitive dissonance inside. So even the running actually probably did that too. But and I just think that there was a lot of self-deprecating thoughts that ended up becoming self-fulfilling prophecies, really. I think this is a point where the DM started to believe their own lies. They couldn't help it. This is Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles to me. I think that both the divine feminine and divine masculine had their training energies activated. I think that there were also a lot of activations in general. This is where a lot of people would have met a false twin or a karmic partner, or even a high-level soulmate. It doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. Like if it was a positive energy and you were in a good space, you may have met a high-level soulmate here who you could have a great relationship with, that really gave you an opportunity to practice, what you were learning. But in this case, if we're talking about the divine masculine, no, we're Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, constantly going back and forth, not really making any choices though, perpetual I don't know energy. And then just ignoring things, pretending everything's fine, stalemate vibes, all right? Just running around the board. How many of you know how to run around the board on a checkers or playing checkers, where you have one guy and there's the other people have four queens or kings, yeah, four kings, and you're just running from corner to corner as they just chase you. Neither one of you is going to end that game because they want the satisfaction of taking every single piece of your color off the board. And you're not going to let them catch you. You're not going to give in. That's the DM. That's 2018.